Hey everybody, it is Radley here with the Angel Tarot Show. So this week's episode is called A Fresh Start with Archangel Michael. Now, this is something that I have recent, very poignant experience with. I've been working with Archangel Michael for 20, 30 years. I mean, I can't pinpoint it, but a long time. And um and I always liked Michael. I always was appreciative of what it was that he brought to the table. But I was very focused on Archangel Uriel early on in my spiritual path. And so I just kind of was like, yeah, Michael, safety protection. Yes, got it. Sort of like blah, blah, blah. Um, but at some point, I signed a contract with Hay House for this deck, the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle cards. And people think, people think that that you sign a contract with a deck and it comes out the next year. No, no, it does not work that way. First of all, you've got to find an artist. And if you're lucky, the artist will do an image a week. And so that's 44 weeks for an Oracle card deck, 78 weeks for a tarot deck. There's long lead times. They place one product a year. My products are lined up all the way through 2025 at this point. So I was actually working on this particular deck for 4 years. And that meant working with Archangel Michael a lot for 4 years. And I guess familiarity breeds affection. I don't know. All I know is that over time, I really became close to Archangel Michael. And when we talk about a fresh start with Michael, I felt like that's kind of what I had when I started this. It's like, I knew Michael, I worked with Michael, I knew other archangels, I worked with other archangels. But working on this deck really focused in on him like a laser beam. And with that came this increased sense of what he was like and what he was like for me, okay? Because, there are many faces of Archangel Michael. You'll see them all in the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle card deck. You'll see a lot of them. But for me, Michael has a commanding presence, but it's not intimidating. I mean, he's there, and when he's here now, right there on the other side of the camera, leaning against the wall with his arms crossed, grinning at me. And I love that, because that makes him approachable. That makes him somebody who shows up. It's like somebody who shows up in your life that makes you feel safe. And when they show up, you're just like, hey. And see, I just got angel bumps just saying that. For me, Archangel Michael is not the blonde, hunky, long-haired, blue-eyed, well, yeah, blue-eyed, but warrior kind of thing that has somewhat been represented through time and was really pushed by a prior angel teacher. For me, he's got dark hair. He does have blue eyes. That's a commonality for me with Michael, is that no matter what way he presents, and whatever ethnicity, whatever gender, whatever, there's always the blue halo and the blue eyes. And for me, though, Michael he's sort of like Clark Kent. I mean, he has the dark hair, the glasses, a little nerdy, and very handsome, still very, very handsome, but a little nerdy. And that's part of the approachability, I think, for me. Um, in working with Michael and having a fresh start with Michael, um, it it really showed me why so many people for so long have been just like Michael, 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 Michael. And one of the things that in all my channeling work with the archangels is that I have noticed is that they very much function a lot like siblings. There's no rivalry, but there is joking, there is teasing, there is um, a certain sense of, in particular for me, Ariel and Michael, a sense of of teasing one another and particularly teasing Archangel Michael about the whole mystique about him and Archangel Michael, and the other archangels, and a lot of the times will tease him about that. But the thing about Michael is, archangels don't have egos, and so he's in on the joke. He's laughing too. Um, he gets it, of that his importance to planet Earth. He gets it that his job of safety and protection is not only a super important gig the divine has entrusted him with, but also that it's what we need more than anything right now in the world. I mean, it's like, I think that one of the reasons why people are so in particularly drawn to Michael is because we don't feel safe. The world doesn't feel safe right now, and safety and protection is his main gig. And so we want that. We want that. We want to feel safe and protected, and he has the ability to do that. Michael is very often depicted in old photographs and stuff with a sword, and he's slaying the dragon, which is the devil or whatever. But the devil in real life, the dragon that's getting slayed in real life, is our egos. And by ego, I mean the part of ourselves that is in fear and in anxiety and thinks that we're never good enough, we're never pretty enough, we're never smart enough, we're never enough. And so part of what Michael does with his sword of light, because it's not a metal sword, it's a sword made of light. And so part of what he does is that he uses that sword of light to push away our egos so that we can come back to a place of feeling safe, come back to a place of feeling like life is okay and that we're protected. Beyond that, though, we as human beings form what I call energetic connections. My dear friend Denise Lynn calls them energy strands. Some people call them cords, but they are energetic connections between ourselves and other people that we interact with. And if those energetic connections are not severed, are not cleared away, then our energy can be drawn away from us to the other person, especially if the other person is particularly in fear and anxiety, or the other person feels depleted, or the other person doesn't have a spiritual practice, and so they aren't feeling like they're getting the energy from source or the divine that they need. They're just not getting it. And so they try to get it from us. And so one of the things that Archangel Michael does is he uses his sword of light to sever those energetic connections to the front and to the back and to the left and to the right, above and below, to help us to be free of that. Now, that being said, there are also strands of pure love between us, strands of pure love between us and our partners or our children or our parents or our family of choice, our pets. And those can't be severed. So the love part stays. So you don't have to worry that if you ask Archangel Michael to sever your energetic connections to, everybody, your ex, all the people, that you're somehow disconnecting yourself from the people that you love, because that's not what's happening. Because it's cords of love are just a different kind of cord or energetic connection. And Archangel Michael's sword of light is made out of love. And so his sword passes right through them and leaves them there. Fear and anxiety are the exact opposites of love. They are the opposites of love. And as such, when his sword hits them, they are severed. Now, another thing about Michael that I think is really key that people are really interested in, maybe even this because of this time of year, is that Archangel Michael is said to be the archangel of life purpose. He helps us to uncover our life purpose, to discover it, and to pursue it. In my channeling work with Michael, what he has told me is that the divine didn't in particular give him the task of helping people with his life purpose, with our life purposes. He gave himself that task. And the reason that he did that, according to my channelings with him, was that he loved his life purpose of making us feel safe and protected so much, that he wanted to get to be in an experiential situation with mankind, to see them find their life purpose, see us find our life purpose, and us for us to be in rapturous joy the same way he is in doing doing what he does. So he's still here, and he liked how I said it. So you might be wondering, well, Rad, it's like, that's super cool because you can see angels and you can talk to angels, and so you get to do that, but I can't do that. Not so. You can. You absolutely can do that. And the way you get there is by starting, fresh start with Archangel Michael. You have to start. You have to start. You can learn from me. It's like learn from my classes or my free stuff that I do all the time, or you can study, Google. But the connection that I have with the angels is one that goes back so far. And if you practice ice skating every day for years, chances are good that you're going to be a really good ice skater. But even if you're not the best ice skater in the world, if you're practicing every day, you will be able to ice skate. The same is true in working with angels. You just have to put your heart into it and make the connection. And one of the things that you could okay, so my deck, the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle card deck, it's like Google the images. Buy the deck, sure, because it's one of my best decks and I love it and people love it. But if you can't do that right now, just Google images from the deck and see all the different pictures of Archangel Michael and see if one resonates with you. You don't even have to do that. You can just sit in a chair and close your eyes and say, "Dear Archangel Michael, I would like to have a relationship with you. I would like to have a fresh start with you. How do I do that? Show me what you look like." And something will flash in your mind. And the thing about archangels and angels in general is they they are, first of all, they're omnipresent. So Michael is omnipresent. You don't have to worry that if you call on Michael, that you are keeping Michael from some greater danger that he was working on. That's a human thing. We can't be everywhere at once, but Michael can, because you have to remember that Michael is an element of the divine, of God, of source, and that is unlimited. And so he is ordained with that. And so along with that, Michael can present to different people with different faces and different looks and different everythings based on what will make the connection feel strongest for them. How will they, so that they will feel like that's the Michael that makes me feel safe and protected. And for some people, that is the big brawny guy in the suit of armor and all of that stuff. Some people, that's what makes them feel safe and protected. What makes me feel safe and protected is to feel like somebody is with me that is approachable and loves me and gets me. And I don't need him in a suit of armor for that. Sometimes he shows up that way, more often than not. Well, maybe 50-50, I don't know. But what matters is that I feel like I have his approval. Oh God, that's going to make me cry. I never thought about that way before. I feel like I have his approval. And it's such a silly thing that I never stopped to think about it that way before, because anybody else on planet Earth who asked me if they thought they had Archangel Michael's approval, I would have said, of course you do. Because angels are unconditional love. That's all they are. But they do have specific personalities. They do. And they're different from one another in amazing ways. So I would encourage you, to give it a go. You can make this the year of Archangel Michael if you want to, or you can just make it the year of angels. Next episode, we're going to talk about a fresh start with guardian angels, and I can't wait to talk to you about that. But he's here on a mission. He's here for a reason. We are that reason. He wants to help. Let him. You can do this. You can reach out. I will help you. I want to help you. It's why I'm here. That's my life purpose. So let's do this thing together. Keep listening to the podcast. I'll keep helping you. And I promise you, it is not just worth the effort. It is one of the most deeply moving, poignant, powerful, amazing experiences that you will ever add to your life. And you're meant to have it. You just are. You're meant to have it. So, oh my God, this thing happened. Oh my God, this thing happened. So I still can't believe this. Still more angel bumps on my arm. So my deck, Guardian Angel Messages Tarot, was just featured. Oh my God, I can't even believe this. Was just featured on a major national sitcom. There is a new show called Lopez versus Lopez, and episode 7 was called Lopez versus Ghosts. And in this, George Lopez's ex-wife is really into spirituality, and she wants to teach her grandson about it. And towards the end of the episode, when she is sitting there on the couch with her grandson explaining spirituality to him, sitting on the table in front of them is my deck, Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. So the episode came out January 6th. Again, it's episode 7. It's called Lopez versus Ghosts. So if you watch this show, it's just a brief moment where the deck is there, but it is there. So I am thrilled. And the people at the pair at Peacock Network were so awesome. I mean, they were so awesome. They reached out to me. They told me they wanted to do this. They sent me the script, so I didn't have to worry that something weird was going to happen. They were just as sweet and kind, as nice as they could possibly be. And so very, very exciting to me. Also, should you want to learn more and spend more time with Archangel Michael, I have a class coming up called Angel Guardians, Empowerment and Protection for 2023. It's a 4-week class. Lesson 1 is called The Many Faces of Archangel Michael. Lesson 2 is Centering, Clearing, and Cleansing. Lesson 3 is Invoking Safety and Protection. And lesson 4 is Unlocking Confidence and Empowerment. And if you'd like to find out more about it, you can go to radleyvalentine.com/Michael, and you can read up all about it. Next up, the energetic weather report.